Hey guys, it's Ann Cahet here with WPGN, and there's something I wanted to talk about, and oh, this annoys the hell out of me. Okay, um, I hate having bad experiences at gaming stores. Um, Now this in particular store, and because this caused me personally so much trouble, I am going to name them. It wasn't a GameStop. I don't have any problems there. It was a place just down the way called Video Games Etc. or Video Games ETC. Um, Now, on this particular day, I had called ahead and I wanted to know if they sold used, 3DSs and whatnot, to get an idea of how much they charge and so on and so forth. Because I didn't want to buy a brand new one because they're like really, really expensive, and I don't play DS a whole lot anyway. I just wanted something that I could continue playing my games and buying games for, and that way when I wanted to upgrade to a new one, I could do that later on. Now I had a 3DS XL, um, and I'm really sad because it was a limited edition with the red top and the black bottom. It was the dual tone, and they stopped making those. But unfortunately, the hinges on the lid broke, and it was kind of beat up. Stylus went missing. I was actually using an old 2DS stylus that I'd found, and yeah, so it had a lot of problems. So I mean, it just kind of died, and I wasn't about to send it back to Nintendo to get it fixed because it just wasn't worth the money. So I went to go buy a new one, or well, a used one, another one anyway. And I called, and the guy said, "Yes, we have 3DSs." I said, "Great. What is the average price of those?" And he goes, "Well, you can pick one up for about $80 used." And I was like, "Oh, hey, that's great. That's awesome." He goes, "Yeah, we have them from $70 to $80." And it's like, "Okay, sure, all right, cool. I'll come take a look." So I get down there, and I'm looking at them, and not only are they not $70 to $80, they are $99.99. So not only are they not $70 to $80, they're $100. So that's one thing. It cost me $20, $30 more. And now let me also preface this with a friend had given me, about $100 in cash to go pick him one up as well because he knew that I was going, and he was working, and he said, "Hey, I wouldn't mind having one. I would like to get some games for it. So if I give you some money, would you pick me up one as well?" And I said, "Yeah, yeah, no problem. Not a big deal." And I don't mind paying the tax even if it is $100 because he gave me the money, and I was like, okay, cool, I'll just charge it to my card, not a problem. So I get in there. Right? Well, now before this, I knew that I wanted another game for it, okay, and um, I was gonna buy myself and himself this game right here. So I walked into GameStop, which is like 2, 3 doors down, and I bought these two games. Uh, Ran my card, not a problem. Said thank you. It was like $85. Okay, cool deal. Paid for the game. Walked out. Another game that I also bought, the both of us. Um, After walking out of the GameStop and deciding that I want another one, I went across the way to the Walmart because I knew that they had these. And in calling ahead previously, I knew that GameStop was out of them, and I wanted brand new copies, and they had just put some more on order. And how they run out of a Pokemon game, I don't know, but they did so, and I knew Walmart had them, so I, you know, called my buddy up, said, "Hey, which one do you want?" And I said, "Okay, well, I'll take Alpha Sapphire." I'm like, "All right, well, then I'll get the Ruby one. We each have different Pokemon and shit, whatever." So I went to Walmart, picked these up, and also saw a few things that I wanted as well, which are this. So I picked that up, And then I saw another game that has been really popular, and I figured, hey, maybe we can play this together, and I have a couple of friends that play this as well, so I picked up these. So in the same day, I bought all of these games for DS. I got these two at GameStop, and then right across the street, I got these four at Walmart. So, let's see, what, 40, 80, 120, 160, 200, 240. So there's 240, and then this I think ran me $20. So it was 40, 80, 120, 160, 200, 240, 260. $260 in games. Okay, ran my card, not a problem. I had the money, cool deal. Had $100 in my pocket, but I didn't want to spend it because running my card was easier, and I could have used $100 in cash for something else. Now, here's where the problem comes in. Oh, wait, I have to go get the other one because my roommate leaves it at home when he goes to work. So let me go grab that real quick. Alright, now, just to add a little bit more to this story, here are some other things that I bought in the last few months at Walmart that I've had no problems with. I walked in, I bought this, and I bought this laptop. And even a little ways before that, I bought this laptop. And both of them are gateways, but I picked up those two laptops within the last, probably between 3 and 5 months. Told them what I wanted. They got it out of the thing for me. They took it up to the front. I went. I ran my card, paid for it, walked out of the store. Never had to show my ID, nothing like that. Went and bought $260 worth of games at both GameStop and Walmart. Ran my card, never had to show an ID, nothing like that. So now to get to the meat and potatoes of the story, right? I walk in to video games, etc. I asked the guy there, I said, hey, I called maybe about an hour ago asking about your DSs. And he goes, well, who took your phone call? And I said, I don't remember the guy's name. So he says, okay, well, let me go ask the other guy back there. I said, okay. So I'm waiting there for a minute. This other guy, thin guy, glasses, short black hair, comes out and, he's like, oh, were you the one that I was talking to about the DSs? And I go, yeah, I made it in. I just went to pick up some games. I'd like to purchase a couple of used 3DSs. And he goes, okay, cool, no problem. This guy will take care of you. Like, all right. So he goes off to do something else, and the guy that I was previously talking to, really cool guy, says, all right, well, do you know which ones you want? And I said, well, let's go take a look. So we go over, and, I decided that I was going to get my friend this one here, this little red doohickey. So that's the one I got him, and the one I got for myself, or the one that I chose for myself, was the black one here. Okay, so I said, well, I'll take the red one and I'll take the black one. And he goes, okay, cool. Let me get them all rung up for you. So okay, cool. And so we get to the register, and he's doing all the paperwork on them because, I guess there's some sort of paperwork that you have to do when you buy used or when they sell you something used. I'm not really, probably just so they know how many they have on hand and which ones. I'm not really sure, but I don't work at a gaming store, so I have no idea what that's all about. But he gets everything settled, and he says, okay, well, this is gonna be, it was like $211 and like $0.96 or something. So I was like, okay, I handed the guy my card, and he goes, well, this is going to be credit or debit. And I said, well, run it as debit because I never run as credit. And the reason I don't run as credit is because um, I don't like it hitting my account 3 days later. At least if you do it as debit, it goes in, at the end of that day, post the next day. So, it's a lot faster than coming up on the weekend and, you have less money than you thought you did because they take it out later or whatever. So I always run it as debit. And I had asked him, well, when I called, you guys said they were 70 to 80 bucks, and now come to find out they're, $100. And the guy immediately that had taken my phone call turns around and goes, "Oh no, I never quoted you $70 to $80." And I said, "Yes, sir, you did. You said, between $69.99 and $79.99. That is what you told me. That's why I'm here." And he goes, "Oh well, I never said that." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, whatever. $20, big deal. Okay, whatever. This is never mind." Um, and he goes, "Oh well, wait. Are you running that card as are you running that card as credit there?" And I said, "No, I'm running it as debit." And he goes, "Oh well, we're still going to need you to see your ID." And I'm like, I bought stuff here before. Just the other day, I had gone in and, well, not the other day, but a few weeks prior, I'd gone in and bought a couple of Xbox controllers. And they never needed to see my ID. I bought, $260 in games at two other stores. None of them asked to see my ID. I bought $1,000 laptops. Never asked to see my ID. I've bought, $350 art tablets like this lovely one here, this Wacom. Awesome fucking product. $350 at Best Buy. Never had to see my ID. But this motherfucker goes, "Oh, well, we're going to have to see your ID or we can't sell it to you." And I just looked at him, and it's not that I don't have my ID. It's not that I wasn't able to show it to him. But this guy's already kind of been shady to me to begin with. So I wasn't really inclined to want to show him my ID, and I said, "Look, I just came in get a couple of these used DSs. Now you're giving me all this trouble. You want to see my ID when you've never asked for it before?" And he goes, "Well, it's company policy." And I said, "Well, I mean, this is $211 worth of merchandise is used. I mean, it's probably not even worth this much, but I'm willing to hand you $211 of my hard-earned money, and you're giving me shit about buying it or having to see an ID, and that's crap. So I guess you're fucked then, because I'm not showing you my ID to buy a goddamn Nintendo DS." And as I turn around to walk out the store, he calls out to me and he's like, "Well, we'll run it this once, but just so you know, anytime in the future, it's company policy that you have to show your ID when you're using your debit card or whatever." And I'm like, I didn't really want to argue. I did want the DSs, so I said, "Okay, fine." I went up, he ran my card, paid for it, went home. Okay. The next day, I go to check my bank statement, and the $211.96 came out for the DSs. And then I noticed a charge for $15.35 and $16.19 from the same video games, etc., on my card, and the only thing that I bought was these, totaling the $211.96. So they ran my card to charge it for something else twice. I immediately contacted my bank. I disputed the charges. I got a hold of one of their managers. I said, "Hey, look, I've got a couple of charges that showed up on my card. I've had a lot of problems with this particular employee." Gave him the name. I'm not going to give the guy's name out. I'm not going to do that. Appropriate action has already been taken. that he charged my card twice. That's fraud. I've already had my bank launch an investigation into it. This, that, and the other. The guy was very rude. He lied to me over the phone, so on and so forth. And I forwarded the records from my bank, obviously blocking out my account number and everything, but showing that the charges were indeed made. And 2 days later, he was fired. But we've had issues with them before. Me, my friends, and whatnot. The products they sell, I mean, this DS right here is beat to shit. I mean, it's got, you probably can't see it on the video. Maybe you can. I mean, other than having smudges on the screen, and they're kind of faint on the video, but on the sides here, where this part is, where these little rails are, that are inset for the screen, have made permanent scratches on the top screen. The control pad up here is very loose. The D-pad is very loose. The buttons are very loose. The right and left bumpers, they're very loose. I mean, this thing was obviously well loved and well played. But if it's in that kind of condition, they shouldn't buy it in, and they shouldn't sell it to somebody else. And that's the other thing, is they wouldn't allow me to take these out of the boxes and mess around with them before I bought them. They wouldn't let me dick around with them before I bought them. So, I mean, I was literally, buying as is, but I couldn't tell what the as is was because they wouldn't allow me to check out the merchandise. That's a problem. That's completely bullshit. I have also had this video game, etc. place try to sell me a broken Wii U that they claimed was new. I went in, I said, hey, I'm looking for a Wii U, because at the time I wanted to play Monster Hunter 3 on it and some other games. I know, right? Mind blown. So, biggest fucking thing ever. But anyway, they say, yeah, we have a new one right here. And I said, okay, well, can I check it out? And it goes, yeah, opens up the box, pulls out all the parts and whatnot. And, first of all, there's none of that cling wrap shit on it that comes with that stuff to stop it from getting scratched. So I knew immediately that it wasn't new. And I also knew that he, didn't have to cut the tape on the box. So another indication that it's not new. And as I'm looking it over, I noticed it on the back end. I don't have it with me now. I actually sold it because it just wasn't worth paying the money for. And that was not the one that I bought. I bought a different one. I bought one new from Walmart, and it just not worth having. But I'll talk about that in another video. There was cracks on the back of it, like it had been dropped. There was, the plastic was chipped away, like somebody drug it through the fucking asphalt outside. These guys, man, they are fucking shysters. Their shit is overpriced. Yeah, and here, let me show you another. Let me show you another thing here. Video games, etc. And if you're looking, if you live in this area, or you live in an area with a video games, etc. in it, don't ever try using their website. And I'm about to show you what their website looks like right now. I'm going to click off the cam and swap to big TV. Alright, so here is Video Games Etc.'s website, okay? Let me click off my little icon there. That way you can see everything. I guess it didn't matter. Alright, so here's Video Games Etc.'s site. They've got a lot of ad sponsor, Papa John's Monster, Xbox Live, more Microsoft with Forza Motorsport 6, so on and so forth. But here's the problem. Okay, you go to Xbox One, right? It gives you all the games available. But it doesn't actually list the consoles, where they have them available, what store they're in. Let's go to Wii U. Yeah, again, okay, they have one listed here. Doesn't tell you which store it's in. All of it's just pretty much titles that have been released for that platform. It doesn't say whether they actually have it. Um, like if we click on this, right, you can share it on Facebook. You can comment on it, which right away, this right here tells me that this is a fucking WordPress site. You cannot buy any of their things online. There's nothing like that. You know, it's just, this site is completely fucking pointless. You can't do anything. It doesn't tell you how many Zero Suit Samus amiibos it has at any given location. This doesn't even have its own. They don't even have their own pages for this shit. I mean, look at this. So yeah, video games, etc. Video games, etc. Um, these guys are fucking scam artists. Okay, their site sucks. Their business practices suck, and that's pretty much the way of it. So yeah, that's how that works. Terrible buying experience. I will never be going back to them again. Just not gonna happen, man. So if anybody ever has one of these stores near them, I I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, that's it. They're garbage. All right. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, do whatever you're gonna do, and I will see you in another video.